This is Preston Oblinger Skidmore of the Law Office, proudly representing Lola Yara, Eric Reyes, Cookie Wright, Marcio Santos, Dylan Anderson. And you're listening to RMP Radio, where pro wrestling is elevated.
RMP Radio is back on the air. Hi, I am your host, Mr. Fourth Row, and joining me once again on this episode of RMP Radio, I've got the journalist extraordinaire, Lucas Bradwell. Lucas, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Still kind of getting over what happened at Milestone. I know it's been almost 2 months, but still an amazing event. And now we're already talking about another one. Time goes by fast. The summer is going by fast.
Oh yeah, it's that is so true. We are, like they say, the cliche, the dog days of summer when it rolls into August, and we got a big Mile High event for Rocky Mountain Pro. We've got NRW, and this year NRW has a subtitle, Summer Breakdown. How cool is that?
That's pretty darn cool. I don't know, how many summer road trips you've taken. To me, that kind of is a bad omen at times. The car breaks down in the road in the hot summertime, and all hell breaks loose. And this might be what we're looking forward to at NRW, No Rules Wrestling.
Oh yeah, so true. And that might be the perfect spot to start talking about. As we've been watching the episodes of Charged, we have been seeing a lot of this rules discussion, for the lack of a better way to explain it, how things are out of control. Rules need to be defined. They need to be set in stone, and everything to that whole gambit. And this just seems like, to me, a big blowout, summer breakdown for all the wrestlers to get in what they need to get in before the law gets laid down on RMP. I mean, what do you think about that?
I would say that's a pretty good synopsis of what's been going on. I will throw in a caveat though, and I will say that the catalyst for these discussions about needing to really get some rules set in stone that are ironclad, that are unbreakable. That one catalyst is one Preston Oblinger Skidmore, the lawyer, the leader of the law office. He, declared, I don't know, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, that the law office was going to make their mark. They were going to make their imprint. Everyone was going to feel the wrath of the law office. And he has delivered on that promise. And a lot of that is based on his ability to skirt the rules, to find loopholes in the rule book, to find all kinds of ways to get around what have been long standing rules that we've had in place in Rocky Mountain Pro, going all the way back to the NRW days. Somehow Preston Oblinger Skidmore finds little ways to skirt that, and it has caused absolute chaos throughout the entire company. And he's been getting results that benefit, of course, his clients and associates of his. And it's been it's really caused a trickle down effect that has other factions and other people have also found ways to kind of skirt the rules, and we've seen this time in and time out. A good example would be obviously Lola, the way she won gets title at Milestone. Preston, gets involved, and referee doesn't see it. Well, then and there's all kinds of ways to get around it. And getting her multiple rematches, time in and time out, finding all kinds of ways. We talk about the NRW championship, the way that Dylan Anderson found himself in the title chase once again, and then become NRW champion, even after the law office were banned, because he made a deal with Marcio Santos, who is not officially or technically a member of the law office. So many laws and rules have been manipulated by Preston Oblongay Skymore. Finally, D'Lo Brown and Mercury Yaden have, decided that we've got to come up with a better plan, a better way to make things more fair, and really that'll help make the competition even that much better. So I hope that everyone gets this out of their system, because I am very hopeful that Mercury Yaden and D'Lo Brown are going to come up with a new set of rules, or at least a more comprehensive set of rules that'll be harder to break.
Right, yeah, and this catalyst, this thing on the horizon of NRW just giving the wrestlers hey, this is the last chance to get in what you want to get in before there's a little bit of a shift to, making sure that just things aren't running rampant in RMP.
Yeah, and and maybe it's a little too late, but what, as the old saying goes, better late than never. And hopefully now we won't be seeing as much chicanery being going on, especially when it comes to the law office.
Right, yeah, so true. And it just feels, like you said, just feels so weird that now Preston is kind of playing both sides of the table, I guess you could call it.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to, claim that he's all about the rules and that he'd be a great person to consult about these rules. And I hope, for the sake of the whole company, that D'Lo Brown and Mercury Yaden, I got faith in them, that they're not this naive to believe that Preston Skymore would be a good consultant for this rule book. I've got to believe that they are keen to everything that he's been doing, which, I certainly do think so, that he's the main reason they're even having these discussions. So Preston, he never ceases to amaze me, the gall the guy has to have the audacity to even put himself in that kind of situation where he would say, oh yeah, sure, let me write the book. You're the damn reason that we got to have this new enforcement of the rules. So it's unbelievable. And I would think that maybe D'Lo Brown and Mercury Yaden would get the officials, the referees, Alex Yeager, Eli Guida, get them as together, and maybe they're the ones that have to enforce a lot of the rules that are going in the ring and in these matches. So they would maybe be the best people to consult during this. So I'm hoping that we get the referees and empower them a little bit more.
Right. Yeah, that would be a great point to say, hey, this is what I'm having difficulty doing. This is what I need help with.
Exactly. Yeah. Even get my boy Maki Pins involved. He, even though he's thousands of miles away, he has dealt with a lot of this as well.
Yeah, there's definitely ways that you can make a impact even from such a great distance.
Exactly. You don't have to be right there to be able to see what's been going on. Sometimes taking a 30,000 foot view is the good way to look at it. And so I'm I'm very hopeful that D'Lo Brown, Murky, and are going to come up with something, get the right people involved in this, and after NRW, I think you're going to really start seeing a better plan.
Yeah. So, listeners, we do not, because there's still one episode of Charged left to air before NRW. So there is things that we want you to see on Charge. So we are going to, at this time, we are recording, 24, a little about 24 hours away from the last Charge before NRW. So we are going to go with what we have right now to get you ready for NRW as of what we right now. So we're going to do a little bit of what we do know, a little bit of maybe speculation, and go from there, and we hope that you enjoy it. So first thing we're going to talk about here is we've been seeing a lot of video packages with Remy D, a new look Remy D. What can we catch the listeners up about that with?
Well, we have not seen Remy D in the ring since Milestone. I had that big victory against the Tortured Souls, against Kevin Koa. Since he won that match, he did not have to join the Tortured Souls. And we've seen a lot of these video packages talking about, kind of moving on and new chapters and new getting rid of the old and coming in with something new, and it's been kind of cryptic, but I think we're starting to get an idea that this Remy D that we're going to see is going to be a little bit different than what we've been used to, even maybe going back a little bit more to when he first started, when he was really dialed into the beauty part, and that just being that charismatic guy that we all of us Rocky Mountain Pro fans fell in love with. And because over this last year and a half, we've seen more of the beast and a more kind of angry side of Remy D, and it's been kind of a hard person to gravitate to. And now I think we're going to maybe get a good mixture of both, but it's kind of something that I don't know. He's a very mysterious guy, to be honest with you. I've known Remy D for 5 years almost, and he he's got many layers, does Remy, and so it'll be interesting. What I can tell you is that tomorrow night he will make his in-ring return against one Stanley Logan. Stanley Logan has for over the last couple of weeks has kind of had some bad remarks about Remy. Mainly he's upset that Remy is getting all this attention with the video packages that he's been putting on, and Stanley Logan believes that it's his time and that he deserves the attention. He's been the one wrestling on a consistent basis, and so I think he's wanting to put a stop to this whole Remy D and the attention, and what kind of Remy D are we going to get. So this will be very interesting. Stanley Logan, we've seen, has been he's been a very competitive man. Once has been a tough guy to deal with, to be honest with you. Stanley Logan has shown an aggressive side, so this will be interesting to see what kind of Remy D we get against a Stanley Logan.
Yeah, so true. It's going to be nice to see. And then, of course, Remy is always makes great entrances, especially at our Mile High events.
Yes, and so that's just on Charge. So and you got to assume that Remy is going to definitely make an appearance at NRW, one way or the other. And he always does it big. So yeah, it's an exciting time for all the Remy D fans out there, and I know there's a lot of them.
Yeah. All right. So what else we do know at the current time is, as a tradition with the Mile High events that we have for Rocky Mountain Pro, we do have a pre-show, and one of the things that's been kind of happening a lot lately is we've been having some title matches, and this is going to be one that is still going to take place and to that format, and we're going to have the Charge Championship being defended by the champion Caden Koyama, but we do not have an opponent yet announced for him. But let's talk about how impressive, ever since he captured that Charge Championship, how impressive he has been defending that thing.
Oh man, if I don't know if any of you out there catch the Dudes and Belts a lot on our Twitch channel, but I have been gushing over Caden Koyama's title run. It has been, in my eyes, it has been the most impressive title reign that I've seen. Not dominant. It's not like Damon Ace's dominance that he's had with the Rocky Mountain Pro Championship, but it's been almost every single week, and not just every single week, but almost every show that we put on, whether it's Ignition, whether it's Charge, a standalone match that's on our YouTube channel. It seems like he is defending that title against everyone, and it's been every type of athlete that we have in Rocky Mountain Pro, whether it's been the high flyers such as Jay Camacho and Queso and those guys, to the bigger guys like Kevin Koa and Montvito and those type of guys. And then he's had just some great matches. In fact, last night on Ignition, he just defended his title against Briscoe Crown, a former Charge champion himself, and he does it in such varying ways. He's got a great set of moves that he uses as finishers: the Star Destroyer, the Pedigree. Sometimes if it's got to be more of a fight, he can take the fight to the outside. He's won matches using just roll-ups, catching his opponents by surprise, and it's really a joy to watch him in the ring because of how effortlessly he makes it look now. It just seems like he is on such a high level. You watch him in the ring, and he just moves around so gracefully, and at such a high level. I really think that as far as how he is competing in the ring, it's really the best that I've ever seen him, and it's maybe the best I've ever seen any Charge champion.
Yeah, and living up to that moniker, Mr. Every Night, and also answering that question, what happened? Well, what happened?
Yes, yeah, that's kind of been a new thing, is what happened, and you got to say it like that. It's right. What happened? Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of been a little bit of a catchphrase. It's like, another match, another victory. What happened? And Mr. Every Night. It literally is every night. I've been having the fortune of being able to call all the Ignition matches that we've been on our Brews and Bruises tour, and every single night you're there, Mr. Fourth Row. Every single night there's a Charge championship matchup against a different opponent. It's always somebody different. It's always a new way to win the match. It's been one of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is so true. So from there, what else do we have that I've got on the docket here for NRW? One thing that's also been happening, storyline wise, and watching the charts, is we've got this thing going on between the Marty Casaus and the Tortured Souls, especially Jason Bravo. So we speculate there could be something happening with them with NRW. Talk about that.
Yeah, ever since that Weapons of Mass Destruction match, the main event at Milestone 15, Marty seems to have not be the same, right? He's been distracted. He's been hearing the voices once again. It seems like moth of his past really wants to come out. He's kind of been fighting it a little bit. He's suffered some losses. In fact, I don't think he's won a match since milestone 15, and he's really kind of been dealing with it well. And Jason Bravo, of all people, has decided to play into that a little bit. And, he's been coming out during Marty's matches. He's had that lighter that's, kind of symbolizes a moth to a flame, trying to get that moth to come out, trying to recruit the moth as part of the Tortured Souls. And that's kind of been a thing of Jason Bravo and the Tortured Souls, is trying to recruit more souls into the Tortured Souls. We saw what he tried to do with Remy. That didn't work. But I will say that it times has looked like Marty has been somewhat receptive to what Jason Bravo has been talking about with him, as far as, he would be a good addition to the Tortured Souls, that he is a kind of a Tortured Soul. And the other thing to think about in this situation is there is a history between Jason Bravo and Marty Casals. They both came up in their wrestling careers in the state of Utah. They've actually teamed together. In fact, they had teamed together back in our old NRW days, back going all the way back to milestone 3. So these two know each other very, very well. There's a history, there's a relationship, and so I think that Bravo is, in a way, this is a very smart play. If you can imagine what it would be like if Marty Casals joined the Tortured Souls. Ooh. How dominant and dangerous would they be? They're already dangerous with the 3 they've got now. You add Marty Casals to the mix, and especially the more unstable Marty the Moth. That would be a dangerous situation. But we've kind of seen Marty, the last week or so, fighting back a little bit and not totally on board yet. It seems like he's conflicted, but it does seem like maybe there's something brewing that it could end up being a bit of a war, maybe, if Marty doesn't make the right decision.
Yeah. And, like we have here with NRW, every match has a stipulation. So this one has not been named as of yet. So any wild guesses? I mean, we are missing the traditional stipulation matches of an NRW, but could it be something different? Could the Torture Souls, could Jason Bravo be giving us a little bit of foreshadowing of what kind of match it could be?
Could be, we've seen that flame, we've seen that lighter. Maybe fire has something to do with it. We've seen matches that have fire involved. You got to set your damn opponent on fire. And I know, as sadistic as that sounds, we just had a weapons of mass destruction match. So there have been precedents set. I've seen matches between Hoodlum and Yaden where a damn table was set on fire. So
yeah.
Maybe something like it. We've seen things like this before. So that could be a possibility. And who knows what goes on in the mind of Marty Casals. Maybe he's got something sick and twisted planned for the Tortured Souls. I do not know.
Yeah, we'll have to tune in and see whether it's in person or via the YouTube channel.
Correct.
All right, so what else we got here? So let's talk about the ladies, about the Lockettes. So current champion Lola Yara is the champion. Doesn't appear as of right now that there's a match for NRW, but like I said before, we still do have Charged tomorrow night, the go home show, as they like to say, before the big Mile High event. Thoughts there?
Well, Big Daddy Mo has made it a mission that she was going to get her hands on Lola and get that title back. It appears that we could have a rematch tomorrow night on Charged. You'll have to tune in to Charged tomorrow night. But yeah, as far as NRW goes, we don't know. So a lot of it's based on the results of this rematch that could be taking place. And it's right now, Lola Yara has adopted the tactics of the people she runs with, the law office, right? She's in step with everything they do. She did everything in her power to get as many rematches as it took to get that Lockheads title in the first place. And now that she's the Lockheads champion, she's making Big Daddy Mo jump through hoops to get a rematch and do all, and just get under the skin of Mo. This has been a very heated rivalry that's been going on for almost a year now with these two. And I'm hoping that we get to see them in a match at NRW, so that way we can maybe finally get a resolution and we can finally start to kind of move on with between these two and get some other Lockheads kind of involved in the title picture. There's a few that have been starting to come up in the ranks. Izzy O'Reilly has really started to come on. She's gotten some big victories, some upset wins, and she's really looked good. I've liked what I've seen out of her. Punkin Morgan has also kind of had a few key victories as well. She could be a one. And we've also over on Ignition, we've started to see the return of Itzel Estrada from Vagos Lucha Libre. She could also be one that's maybe puts her name in number one contendership for the Lockheads title. So the Lockheads division, I think needs a boost, and right now it's kind of being held hostage by this feud that we've had with Big Daddy Mo and Lola. I think that we need to get some resolution there, and that way we can move on and start seeing some of these other Lockheads get a shot.
Yeah, and good point, because I was just thinking about those other two Lockheads, those other two ladies as well. And just to rewind a little bit, our past Ignition episodes that was recorded at the Stanley Marketplace. How about that triple threat between Lola, Izzy, and Itzel? I mean, my God, was that amazing! It was a good match.
It was a really good match. So that whole episode was amazing. If you guys did missed it, make sure you go back to our YouTube channel. That was one of the best episodes of Ignition I think we've ever had, and it was from top to bottom. But yeah, that match, that triple threat Lockheads match, I thought Izzy looked like she was going to have it, and then Lola, stole another one.
Yeah.
Opportunist is Lola, so you got to give it up to her. But yeah, great match, and that just shows you that Izzy and Itzel Estrada, there's other Lockheads that are ready to step up, and they certainly look like they were worthy contenders.
Yeah, and hey, a cheap plug, we'll be at Stanley Marketplace this weekend to record more episodes of Charged after NRW, so on Saturday.
Yes, so yeah, and it really is a great venue. I didn't realize just some of the remodel that they've done over there at the local drive. Real cool. They I really enjoyed myself last time, so I'm looking forward to it. So if you can get out there, this is one of the cooler venues that we're at. And I think it's going to look really good for an episode of Charge.
Yeah, and I mean, since the last time we were there, which was Shocktober 2021, I mean, amazing how different that place looks now.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, just another new place for us to be at, and we're looking forward to returning there.
Yeah. All right, let's keep rolling here. We have another match for NRW. We know that the tag team championships are going to be up for grabs. We've got the current champions, Choppa City. They're going to be taking on Cease and Desist. So we got CC and versus CND. But we do not know what the stipulation is for this. But let's talk about the going backs and forths between these two teams.
Yeah, this has been a kind of a rivalry that's started off kind of slow as far from this cease and desist side. They've kind of had to prove that they're in the same category as a Choppa City, as a Pretty City Express. They've had to kind of work their way up, and I will admit, as much as I don't like Eric Reyes or Cookie Wright, they have really shown me something in the ring. They've really stepped up, and as far as their in-ring work, they have gotten to another level, and they have proven not only to me, but I to just about everyone that they are ready for that next step to take on Choppa City. And it's gotten this rivalry's gotten a little more heated as cease and desist and the entire law office has gotten more aggressive. They've gotten more they've gotten a little more froggy, so to speak. They've taken those leaps of getting involved in matches and taking people out from the outside and sending messages. They've done that. And I think that's what's rubbed people the wrong way. I think if they would just stick to what they're capable of doing in the ring, I don't think as many people would have a problem with them. But it's their attitudes that they've displayed that I'm not a fan of, and I don't think very many other people are a fan of. But I can tell you who most of the Rascals are a fan of, and that's Choppa City. Obviously, it goes without saying, most popular tag team in Rocky Mountain Pro, one of the most popular tag teams right now, I think, in all of independent wrestling. These guys, everywhere they go, they get the whole damn crowd chopping. It's amazing that they get this huge reactions. I mean, even you, Mr. Fourth Row, you're at the merch stand and you sell out of Choppa City stuff like that. And it seems like they continually have to restock their products. They are not the most popular tag team, and right now they are the team that is clicking on all cylinders. You watch them in the ring, and they can read each other's minds. They are completely on the same page, and they just are so fun to watch. But I will say this: they cannot take cease and desist lightly. No. I'm telling you, cease and desist do have a good chance of coming out winners in this match. And the reason I say that is because they actually match up pretty well with Choppa City, and I say that because you look at Cookie Wright. Cookie Wright's a big, strong man who can match power with Bruce Wayne's. Mm-hmm. Bruce Wayne's kind of the power of Choppa City. Cookie Wright, he can match that power. He's definitely the power, and we've seen him with some amazing feats in the ring. Lifting up men his size and bigger. And it's been very impressive. And then you've got kind of the more classic wrestlers, the strikers of each team. And Atiba, Atiba's such a great striker, but he's got a match in Eric Reyes. Eric Reyes might even be a little more suited with the kicks and things. Obviously Atiba with the chops has a little bit of advantage there, but Eric Reyes with his kicks and those educated feet, he can match striking ability with Atiba. So you put those things together, and then you have the wild card on the outside, and I'm talking about Preston Skidmore or any member of the law office, really. And that always plays a factor And that's why I say that cease and desist have a very good chance to come out as the tag team champions in this matchup.
Yeah. And like we said, the stipulations for this match have not been determined. I hope one of two, at least, is going to be that law office is barred from ringside, but we'll see if that comes to be. But what else could this? I mean, what kind of stipulation match would be a great match for a tag team championship match? I mean, I can see a bunch of them. We could have a ladders. Ladders is a good one for tag team.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I like ladder matches for tag teams. Maybe falls count anywhere, but just kind of a tornado tag team match, possibly. There's different things. Maybe who knows what type of weapons or furniture could be brought out. There's different things. I will tell you this. I can give you a little bit of news for a heads up tomorrow that it will the stipulation will be announced by Bruce. My good friend Bruce Wayne's told me he will announce that stipulation tomorrow and lay it down for everyone.
Oh, all right. Next, we got the NRW Championship match. Dylan Anderson regaining it, like you said, towards the beginning of the show recently. And he's going to be taking on Kevin Koa from the Tortured Souls. Wow, this is going to be interesting. To be blunt. Maybe I don't know if I'm going out on a limb. A little off kilter personalities there facing up against each other.
Yeah, that's you're being pretty diplomatic by saying off kilter, but I would use the word just outright crazy, nuts, insane, psychotic. I would use those words, but if you want to say off kilter, that's okay too. But these two are unhinged to say the least. Dylan Anderson, we know what he's capable of. He is a two-time NRW champion, so we know he is. This is a title that he's kind of made for. You think about it. We didn't really know before, but with the wars that he's had with Zamore and the fact that he's been able to overcome Zamore, that just shows you how tough he is, because we know how good of a champion Zamore was. So the fact that Dylan Anderson has won that title twice now says a lot. But he's going up against Kevin Koa, and Kevin Koa has been a very impressive man ever since joining forces with the Tortured Souls. He's really found himself. And we've seen just how dangerous he can be. He's got a good mixture of skill in the ring and then just this violent nature that he has as well. And we've seen both play out in the ring in multiple matches. And he hasn't quite been able to capture gold. He's had a couple big opportunities. Just hasn't been able to pull out the big one yet. But this might be a good opportunity for him. And let's not forget, this could be a little bit of a gang warfare here, because you got Dylan Anderson representing the law office. Mm-hmm. We don't know, will cease and desist or be involved in this. But then you got the Tortured Souls as well. Jason Bravo and Montvito. They could play a factor. There could be a lot of outside influences in this match, and we don't know the stipulation as of yet. So we're going to have to wait on that. But on paper, this should be an absolute fight between two just crazy individuals. I'm expecting a very violent matchup no matter what the stipulation.
Yeah, that's going to be so true. Then we have the RMP Championship. Damon Ace, the champion, taking on Marcio Santos. And we do know this is going to be a blood sport match. what do we know about blood sport matches? Because I know that term has been out there a lot, and I don't know if people really know what it is, because there's like a league of blood sport, and there's blood sport matches, but what do we know? What can we tell the listeners about what this entails?
Well, from what I understand, what I've kind of gathered, I've been trying to do a little more investigating into this. It's going to be kind of like combat sports, where won't necessarily be like an official wrestling rules as much as it will be like a kind of combat sports where you can use different different principles and different disciplines of fighting, and not only that, but you basically beat your opponent until they can't continue anymore. And it's not I know we had this discussion on the Dudes and Belts. It's not like a last man standing match. It's kind of up to the discretion of the referee to and I've seen kind of the blood sport feuds or fights, I should say, that have taken place, and a lot of times it gets so brutal. You use different disciplines of fighting, whether a submission or just a striking to the face, and until that opponent cannot continue anymore. And yeah, let's just lay it out like this. We know what Damon Ace is capable of. We've seen what kind of sick, violent person he can be. We saw that Weapons of Mass Destruction match. We've seen numerous matches over the years where Damon Ace has been able to be as violent as he wants, and that's a scary thought. But I will say this: Marcio Santos, we have not seen him 100% against Damon Ace. The last time we saw him against Damon Ace, he was not 100%.
Right.
He still was nursing an injury, and but he still put on one hell of a fight against Damon Ace, being injured. Now, as far as we know, he is 100%. He faked an injury the last time we saw him so he could, do some dirty work for Preston Skidmore in the law office.
Right.
And which that's another thing we can talk about here in a minute. But we have not seen, I think, the most violent side of Marcio Santos, and I think there is a very violent side. We've seen a very what's the word I'm looking for? A very determined Marcio Santos. We've seen a very aggressive Marcio Santos. We've seen what Marcio Santos is capable of as far as just how good he is in the ring, and how he's almost like a buzzsaw sometimes. But I don't know if we've seen the most violent side of Marcio Santos, and I think he's got another gear for that, and that what might be a little bit of a problem for Damon Ace, because Damon hasn't seen everything that Marcio Santos is capable of. I think we've seen just that Damon Ace is capable of literally everything, anything and everything. I don't know that we've seen anywhere scratch the surface of what Marcio Santos is. So that gives Marcio a little bit of an advantage, I believe.
Right. Yeah. The unexpected of never being shown or viewed before.
Correct, and I think that could play into Marcio's advantage, and I think that he has done a good job of kind of keeping that in check for the most part. We know that we know that he can be an angry man. We know that he's definitely got some anger, but I don't think we've seen the full effect of that. And now that he might be having some kind of well, we know for a fact that he made some kind of business deal with Preston Skidmore. Preston's the one that was able to pull some strings and get him this title match. He had to do some things for the law office, and we still don't know the exact all the exact details of what that deal entails, or the fact that maybe he is a part of the law office and we just don't know that yet. There's a lot of things that we don't know about his relationship with Preston and the law office. And I think that might also could play a factor in what goes down at No Rules Wrestling.
Yeah. Is Marcio Santos the hired gun of the law office per se?
He's I think he's the hired gun. Whether or not he's doing their bidding, or it was just to get this title shot, that's what we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And we might get some answers to that at NRW.
Yeah, well, fantastic. Well, there, listeners, there's your little, I should say not little, but there's your breakdown of NRW this year. It's going to be once again another huge weekend of Rocky Mountain Pro shows. After NRW, like I mentioned before, we're going to head to the Stanley Marketplace, the local drive at the hangar there at the Stanley Marketplace on Saturday to record Charged. And then we're going to swing back around, make the full circle, go back to the quarry on Sunday and record another set of episodes for Charged. So if you want to see those Charged episodes as well before they air, as they are being recorded, before they air on the YouTube and the Rumble, we would greatly appreciate if you want to join us there at those two facilities.
Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend. Always a great weekend when you've got the pay-per-view and then sets of tapings the entire weekend. So yeah, come spend your weekend with us. Can't ask for a better time.
Yeah. All right, Lucas, anything else that we should tell the listeners? Of course, if they can't make it, of course, tickets, rmpwrestling.com. If they can't make it, of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel to watch the episodes and the Mile High events as well.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to that pay-per-view membership on our YouTube channel. Also don't forget to catch tomorrow night's episode of Charged on our YouTube channel or Rumble if you prefer, or even Twitch. We also aired on Twitch as well. So there's gonna be a few of the questions that we asked earlier on. A few of those, I believe, are going to be answered tomorrow night on tomorrow night's episode of Charged. And also, if you want to get a little bit more of a breakdown, I'm going to be on the Dudes and Belts tomorrow night on our Twitch channel immediately following tomorrow night's episode of Charged to break down that episode, and also further talk about some of the things going on down at No Rules Wrestling. Some of the things that we weren't able to cover tonight will be covered tomorrow night on the Dudes and Belts.
Yeah, everything here at RMP, we link everything together and it's in succession, so it's always much appreciated if you can consume everything that we put out, and it makes sense. Trust me, listeners.
Yes. So you're gonna get a lot more information. Things will make sense, and we us on the Dudes and Belts, we try to be a little entertaining as well. We can get into a little bit of mischief, so it's a good time.
Yeah, so true. Well, Lucas, I think that's a great place to put a nice big old purple bow on this episode of RMP Radio. Once again, thank you for joining me. Before I do let you go, plug what you got going on. The people wanted to follow you out there on the social medias. Remind the people to watch the other shows that RMP produces and puts out there on the interwebs.
Yeah, so just make sure you follow us on our Twitch channel because we do 2 episodes a week of the Dudes and Belts. We do the Recharged immediately following Charged on Thursday nights. Usually that's 8 o'clock Mountain Time. And then we do the Rocky Mountain Pro Rewind, where we go back and watch old episodes. Right now we're at 2015. We just finished Shocktober 2015, so we're starting to head into 2016. Believe Maki and Johnny Death will be continuing watching that Sunday night. The following Sunday, or actually no, the following Thursday, we are going to be doing our review of No Rules Wrestling. So make sure you tune in on the following Thursday for that. And if you guys want to follow me on social media, you can always follow me on X at RMP Encyclopedia or at Lucas Bradwell on Facebook and Instagram.
Awesome. Well, once again, thank you for joining me. Listeners, thank you for listening and tuning in. Lucas, I will be seeing you this weekend, and I hope to see a lot of the listeners as well. Once again, a big, huge thank you to Lucas Bradwell for coming on to this edition of RMP Radio and help previewing this year's NRW No Rules Wrestling Summer Breakdown. Like I said, I think that's really cool that this year's NRW has a subtitle or a chapter per se, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And speaking of that, we will have NRW Summer Breakdown shirts available at the merch table this year. They came out great. They're kind of fun. They're a little bit different than years past. The graphic came out really cool to be put on a shirt, so shout out to the team that produces all our graphics. I believe KD did that one, so thanks KD for doing that. That was a lot of fun to see that being put on a merch item. Of course, hey, I wouldn't be doing my due diligence to remind you, hey, support your wrestlers by buying their shirts, buying their photos, stickers, trading cards, other trinkets. We would greatly appreciate. Helps them pay for training, helps them pay for travel and the such. And then of course help support Rocky Mountain Pro. Get tickets to these events. RMPWrestling.com. Click on that events link. You can get the tickets there for NRW, for the Charged recordings. If you are following your favorite Rocky Mountain Pro superstars, a lot of them have a 10% discount code to get on those tickets purchased online, and we greatly appreciate when you do purchase in advance online, because that gives us a heads up also too to see how many people are coming and gives us thoughts about how to prepare the arena and the seating. So we greatly appreciate when you do that. Now, if you are unable to attend in person due to distance, time, and you have not got your DeLorean time machine yet, get those subscriptions to the YouTube. YouTube.com at RMP Wrestling. You'll get your live pay-per-views depending on what tier you are on, and then you also will get those Ignition, Charged, and Spark episodes as well. Reminder to also subscribe to our Rumble and our Twitch as well. And then on the social medias out there on the interwebs, the Facebook, the X, the Gram, the TikTok, all at RMP Wrestling. All right, I want to thank you all for listening to this edition of RMP Radio, where pro wrestling is elevated.